Okay, is this working? Hi. Let's see. How much of a lag do I have today? Here we go. Okay, hi everyone. Um, thanks for being here. Who's here? I don't think I had some of you here last time. So, just to go over a couple things, um, I'm still a little sick. I have had COVID, so my voice isn't tip top right now. Um, and the other thing is, let's see. Oh, so that also means I obviously have a lot of fog as well. And, for some reason, YouTube in my streaming page doesn't really show me who's here and who's not. Like, it says no one's watching or anything, but I obviously have people in the chat. So, if I don't acknowledge you, I'm sorry about that. If you would like your tarot cards read, um, all you have to do is say something in the chat, please, and whether it's just like a card in general or about a certain situation. Um, and as the saying goes, this is for entertainment only. I am not a real psychic, I just pretend I am. And besides that, tarot card readers and psychics are not the same thing, even though a lot of people think they are. So, oh yes, and one last thing. I have not been able to work out my leap motion yet, so I'm having a lot of glitches with my hands and arms and fingers and all that. Okay, so, um, and besides that last stream, which was a couple days ago, I haven't used my tarot cards in like 4 years, so I'm a bit rusty. That's why I'm doing these little short streams so I can get used to using them again and get used to streaming because I've never done anything like this before. Okay, so it says here that I have somebody in the chat named Scruff and somebody named Orochi, if I'm pronouncing that right. So, hi. Would either of you like a tarot card reading? Also, because it has been so long that I've used my cards, right now I'm only working with the major arcana. There's usually major and minor, but just doing major right now. Eventually I'll go to a minor. Okay, so who should we do first? I guess I can do Orochio first because I think you were here first, and then I'll do one for Scruff. Okay, so is there any situation in particular you want to know about, or should I just draw a card for you in general? Well, in either case, I will start shuffling them. As I explained in my other stream, um, the way tarot works is either by blah 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 energy, universe, metaphysical stuff. When the time's right, I will pull a card which is supposed to represent the energy of you or your situation, or there's nothing magical about it at all. And all it is just like a little tool. It's like, okay, this card means this. How can I apply this meaning to whatever's going on? There's nothing really that spoopy about it. Do, 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 do. Let's see, a shuffle. Shuffling. Yeah. Okay. Oh, and Of course, my cat comes up and jumps right on the table where I'm shuffling. Thanks, kitty. So, let's see. For Orocho, I pulled you the Hermit. So, I don't know if you have a certain situation going on which you can or can't. What you do or don't have to share. Um, or in general, the hermit is usually somebody who is like really knowledgeable, really smart about a lot of things, and maybe somebody that like people should go to for advice, but they don't for whatever reason. Um, but because it's in reverse, like that could show that also you kind of can easily have a distrust in other people when in what they say, or sometimes people don't really listen to you when they should, so it's like a hesitance either with you or other people. um, it could also be something in your life from the past that's holding you back, or like that's kind of like a thorn in your mind or side that's keeping you from progressing. Oh, and by the way, like I know a lot of tarot card readers, like if something negative comes up, they won't say it, but I always say it. But I also like to draw a card on how the negative thing can be addressed or helped. So because the reverse issue has to do with distress or distress, I mean. I'm sorry about my arm being possessed here. I was holding my cat. Um, so because of it being about distrust or an issue in your past that's keeping you from advancing, I'm going to draw you a card on how those issues can be helped or addressed. Let's see, what do we have? You got the Chariot in reverse. So, let's see about this being in reverse and for an advice card. Um, it might suggest that you have to find a change, which is, I guess, obvious considering we're trying to figure out how to change a little bumpy road in the past, or, change a way that people could listen to you or that you could listen to others. Um, and so the thing about the chariot is it's usually about you heading in the right direction. And but with it being in reverse, it can also show that like you have um you have two, if my fingers can show two, you have, oh my gosh, do it. Yes, let's not cross my arms, let's just show number two. Ugh, I don't think it's gonna work. Oh, anyway, you have two paths, two choices. You're in the middle between a fork and a road. And it may feel like you're being pulled in both ways at once, but you should or can only really choose one path, not both at the same time. Um, so with this being connected with the hermit, I would say that we're kind of just stressing that you really think about your two options first before acting. I know you might, or somebody in your life might feel restless, but a good idea might also be able to find a hermit figure, so like somebody who's knowledgeable, who's been through a lot in their life that you can maybe talk to about things. Um, so there's that. Um, and I can come back to you in a bit. So let's do one for Scruff Muffin now. I love your name, by the way. It's so funny. It's so fun to say. Okay, I'm gonna put these cards back and I'll shuffle for you, Scruff. Shuffle, shuffle. Let's see, is one gonna fly out or. Ah, yes. We got for Scruff Judgment in reverse. Um, the card actually came up last time when I was doing the reading, except it was it was upright. So now it's being in reverse. So let's see. Judgment is usually about like getting judged, obviously, but you want to be judged. Like you've done something really awesome and you want to show it off to the world. But because you got it in reverse, that can suggest that this is a situation where you don't want to be judged, but people might be doing it anyway, and they might be judging you wrongly. It could also be about maybe listening to people who are saying stuff to you and taking away what you can from their words, whether it's right or wrong. Um, so now, like I did with Orochi, am I saying it right? Orochi? I keep wanting to say Orochimaru from Naruto, but I'm gonna draw an advice card for you, Scruff, in regards to getting judged unfairly. And now my other cat jumps on the table where I'm shuffling the cards. Cats love metaphysical stuff. You know that saying about how cats can see through the spirit world? Okay, so this is good. For your advice card, I pulled Justice, and it's funny because judgment and justice they're usually very much related. Um, they're kind of like the couple card, and you got Justice upright. So whatever happens with being judged, um, even if you don't want to hear what people have to say, something good will come out of their like criticism, or because either way, like if you don't want to hear something and somebody says it, it might be like, oh yeah, why didn't I think of that? That's a good idea. So like even though you weren't looking for the answer or statement to begin with, whatever's said will like offer you a proper path or like an answer to something. And again, if any of what I'm saying is like relative to a certain situation you have going on in your mind or life right now, uh, you can share. Just know that it's a public thing. Just um, if anyone has watched my last stream, like a replay of it, I don't want to like get repetitive, but I think new people should know. Like, I used to, as much as I'm kind of like sucking now, just because it's been so long in the COVID, I actually used to do tarot card readings professionally in a shop, but I stopped because I started to disagree with the policies there. But uh, yes, one of the problems, the big problem I had in that shop was people would come in thinking I'm a psychic because they don't understand that a psychic and tarot reader is not the same thing. They can be the same thing, but they don't have to be the same thing. And I'm not a psychic, but everyone would assume I was because of like fiction, movie, TV shows. No, I'm not. So like people would come in and I tell them right before starting that for to be for me to do your tarot reading, I work best knowing the situation, knowing details, so that I can apply the cards meanings to whatever's going on in your life. Whereas if like I don't know, all I'm doing is basically explaining the general meanings of the cards. Um, but people would like they wouldn't believe me. They'd think I would be like pulling their leg or something. And that they would just like be like, no, I'm not going to tell you anything. You should know. Or they'd shove photographs in my face of people and be like, tell me what you know about them. Like, do I have a chance with this person? It's like, I don't know. I mean, they look nice in their picture. Um, So let's see, Scruff. You say my mom is actually into a lot of this stuff, so I'm pretty familiar with astrology. Oh, cool. That's good. Other than that, work has been kind of like that lately. So, I guess since your mom is into this, maybe this might be a little amusing to know. The reason, so I said I stopped working at the store because I started to disagree with policies. It's more so I disagreed with the other tarot reader that got hired, because she admitted to me she had no experience, didn't know anything about the cards at all, and her whole gimmick, she was claiming to people that she would just say whatever, like a card would come up, and then she'd just talk about whatever came in her mind. And she's told people that Jesus, like Jesus Christ, was talking through her, and people would believe it. So I stopped going there because I'm like, I don't want to be associated with this. So yeah, that's what happened. Like, I don't know. I just think it's kind of funny too. Um, so let's see. Say work has been like that. Mm. So if you don't mind me asking, then is like work kind of stressing you out a little bit? Mm. I think she's still there even after like all these 4 years later. It's just like I don't really live in a location that has a lot of education. Um, so people were like eating that up. Mm, let's see. I don't want to do this, but I have to pause because I got a voicemail from a family member and I have another family member in the hospital right now. So I have to pause my stream for a little bit. Just like a few seconds. Mm, let's see. How can I pause? Mm-mm-mm-mm. Okay, I'm back. Thanks for understanding. Um, let's see. So what were we talking about before that? Scruff says, not so much honestly, but I've been passed up twice for a position I have the most. Okay, so let's see. I can draw you a card on maybe how to help get noticed, or even if not noticed, how to help like your internal self if this happens again to you. Let's see. Hmm. Let's see. So, for that issue, I pulled you temperate. Was it? Temperance in reverse. So this card came up last time in my other stream as well. Um, Basically, temperance is the personification of temper. It even sounds like, the same word. Um, and being in reverse, it indicates like uh, feeling upset, um, feeling like you might have too much responsibility compared to other people, which could relate to what you said about you having more seniority. And the thing about this being in reverse, the main thing it says is react to conflict by being calm. And I'm sure whatever reaction you've had with your work has been fine and correct, and you've probably have been remaining calm. But I guess it's just trying to remind you that if things keep happening, that maybe the way through this is through being calm rather than losing a temper. And because I know, like, it can get really annoying for the same thing to happening over and over and over, and you just, you know, that happens to me a lot about things, and eventually I just want to scream. But hey, I guess that's a good thing about having COVID. It's hurt my voice enough that I can't scream anymore. So let's go back. Is there anyone else in here that's joined that would like a reading? Or do we just still have lurkers? Which I love. I love lurkers. That's fine. Thank you. I just want to offer the opportunity to get a card if anyone else would like one. If not, something I was doing before is I'm drawing a card at random, and it will be for somebody who's lurking. Like, if it resonates with you, then it's for you, or if you could take the meaning from it and apply it to something you're going through. So we can do that. I will draw a card for one of the lurkers or somebody in the future who is watching this. So my favorite card is I pulled the Magician upright. For some reason, I feel like really attached to this card. I like the artwork. I like the symbolism in it and everything. So the Magician is about an inception of an idea. It's even though like the magician is a performer, it's more about like getting that idea and getting the motivation to perform it, not the act itself. That's the Empress. But it's like, okay, I want to do this thing. Let's do it. What do I need to do this thing? Let's gather the materials and let's think about what I need to do in order to perform the act. And it also represents like you having a strong determination to do whatever you need to do, and that taking the change of action or the charge would probably be a good thing right now. So that's for somebody watching, whether it's now or in the future. If there's something you've had an idea for that you've been kind of hesitant to do, then maybe now's the time to think about doing it. And don't forget, like, you don't have to act alone all the time. You can find somebody or a friend to talk to if you need someone to figure things out. I know I always feel better if, like, I get something in my head and I'm not sure about what to do. I'm just like, I go on Reddit. I post, like, on some Reddit subs, like, hey, this is what I have on my mind. I think there's stuff like r/self or like true off my chest, things like that. If you don't really have many like friends or people in your life you could talk to physically, the internet's there for that. You just kind of have to be careful to avoid trolls. Okay, so since I did three for Scruff, Orochi, is there anything else you would want to know? Like, want another card about? Like, for your week or month in general? Also, what might be fun is if either of you can tell me your zodiac signs, please. Let's see. Hmm. And then, what's there? There's like, I can never remember the name, even though I used to know it. It's like, um, there's the 12 zodiac signs, and then there's a 13th one. Uh, and so, for example, like in the 12 zodiac signs, I'm an Aries, but with the Ophiuchus, I can never say it right. Um, with those dates, I'm actually a Pisces because they're different dates. I'm a Capricorn descending. I actually really love goats, which is funny because I'm Aries, and main base is Aries, Aries rising, and Capricorn descending. So I kind of have the horn thing going on. And like, after cats, my favorite animal is a goat. So Capricorn in Ophiuchus. Probably gonna get laughed at in the comments for pronouncing it wrong, but that's okay. Um, let's see. Capricorn is December 22nd through January 19th. So in the other one, it's you are a Sagittarius in the 13th zodiac sign, which is Sagittarius is a fire sign, Capricorn is an earth sign. So that's interesting. And Scruff is Gemini. Gemini is in regular zodiac May 21st through to June 21st. In Ophiuchus, it is, let's see, June, May. You are a Taurus in the 13th zodiac sign. So you're air and earth. June 5th. I'll double check. Yep, you're Taurus in the 13th zodiac sign. See, for me, because I'm Pisces and Aries, I'm both fire and water. So, oh boy, things can get rough. Like, at least with like earth and fire, fire can burn on the ground, but if you try and mix water and fire, it can be rough. Hmm. Let's see. Is anyone else? Um. Hmm. Okay, since it's still just you two in the chat, I will draw you to another card for tomorrow. Instead of like, I guess it can be like a daily horoscope type thing. So let's do that. I'll go with Orochi first. So draw you a card for tomorrow. Ooh, you got a good card. It's the Sun. The Sun is, if I recall, is the luckiest card in the deck to get, even more than the Wheel of Fortune. Though I can't remember 100% if that's correct. But in any case, it's a very, very lucky and good card. It usually comes up like after you've had a dark time in your life or like you're going through a rough thing. The Sun card is a good sign. I mean, like, Light will come again. It will make new growth, like the growth of flowers, the growth of new life, warmth, a lot of love, and provide you with clarity to see things straight again, with along with relaxation. So tomorrow should be a good day for you, hopefully. Mm. And then let's do scruff now for your tomorrow for you. Shuffling. Oh gosh, was I just doing like the Jason noise? Is that my shuffling noise? That's not good. So interesting. Um, Scruff, for tomorrow, I actually pulled Judgment for you, but it's in upright now. Before, in general, when I pulled it for you, it was in reverse. So I'm wondering now, maybe I'm not trying to, what's the saying, toot my own horn? I don't want to be like stuck on myself, but maybe because of what we explained about judgment before and how maybe you have to listen to others that you don't want to listen to. Maybe this will be a good thing now. Like maybe you'll have that in your mind. So now, with it being upright, this is indicating that you actually want to be judged. So like now you'll purposely be looking slash hearing for signs or things people say that you could use to your advantage. Something they say that could be a key to something. Or maybe tomorrow you'll just do something really cool and somebody will notice, be like, hey, that's pretty awesome. So yeah, tomorrow's gonna be a good day for you too. Oh, I'm going to take a drink of water. I don't know how this is gonna look on the camera. Okay, I'm still clearly working out a lot of kinks with streaming and everything. Did did either of you have an idea of like where to advertise on other than Twitter and like virtual YouTube or Reddit? I don't know where else to advertise. I know like interacting with the community is a big part of it, but right now I'm really like limited on spoons and energy from being sick and the stuff going on in my family, so I don't really have as much time as I'd like to interact. Yeah, it's hard. Like, it's hard. There's so much oversaturation, but it's like what everyone's VTube thing is really cool, but it's just hard to get noticed when there's so many of us. So let's see. I think I've been going for about 45 minutes now. Wait, no, I started at 4:15, not 4. So a half hour. By a billboard in my city. You know what's funny? Like I actually had the thought, because like so I mentioned a little bit about my town being in the little like Hicksville area. So we have these things called like treasure hunts, and they're just little like crappy magazine that's put together that looks like it's from like a high school or something, and people are advertising them. So I was actually thinking of picking out an advertisement in those one of those little like magazines because they drop them off at businesses for free to take. But it's like, how do I really want to be advertising to the people in my town, in my area? They won't get it. They won't understand. And especially like that I've been telling these stories, like in my past stream, I've been telling stories about my time in the metaphysical spiritual shop. Like I really shouldn't advertise. And then what if somebody who knows someone who works there or has gone in there, they know who and what I'm talking about? Oh gosh, that'd be bad. Yes, boomer area. Oh, I'm surrounded by like farmers that are boomers, MLM, multi-level marketing moms, or crackheads. Like I literally live right across from a drug den because I'm poor and disabled, so I'm in a bad area. I guess that's a story I can tell. I don't know if see, sometimes I have a hard time telling the difference between funny and awkward. So, should I tell the story about when somebody like from that den across from me tried breaking into my apartment? Is that funny or awkward? Because they thought they were like a wild animal and they were making all these like weird demonic noises. And I had to call the cops, and because of the area I live in, the cops took 70 minutes to arrive. Actually, I don't know if either of you know, or like if anyone who would be watching this in the future, if you know the podcast, Last Podcast on the Left. I actually sent the story in as a listener email, and they read it on air once. It was the one about Santa Marte because I don't know if you know who Santa Marte is, but she's a religious figure, I guess. And her thing is like protection. She protects people, and so I prayed to her for protection after this incident happened of this guy trying to break in my apartment and like breaking the door and stuff. And like a few weeks later, the guy he died, um, which is kind of creepy, but it happened. I mean, it was probably due to like escalation of drug use or something, but there were just some ironies to the story. Let's see if I can remember what episode it is. I know I downloaded it. Let's see. Hmm. No, I can't remember, and I can't find it on my phone. I'll probably look that up in the future, like if and when I get more people um, in, I can tell the story more and hopefully in a way that won't make it sound awkward. Oh, Crypto's back! Hi, Crypto! Thank you for coming! No, I didn't hex him. All I did was I prayed for protection, and then the Queen, Santa Marte, did what she had to do, I guess. I mean, I would have been happy with like him moving away or absentee landlord actually giving a poop and showing up and putting a better door in my apartment. But I guess she went right to killing him. Um, so Crypto, um, nice to see you again. I can draw a card for you for tomorrow, like a horoscope card. Let's see. Uh, I pulled this last time. Was it for you or Toy, or who was the other person? But for you, I pulled the Hangman in reverse. I know I did that last time for somebody. Was it you? Which is ironic if that was your card last time as well. Um, so yeah, Hangman. Um, it's just, if you don't remember, it's about like a situation that you're having a hard time seeing what to do about too. Or like there's a problem or something going on that you are finding a challenge figuring out the answer, or deciding it feels like everything you're trying or doing isn't working. And so, oh, sorry, COVID. And so, the hangman is saying, the metaphor of the hangman is, putting yourself upside down so you can look at the world from a different point of view than you normally would. So, I admit there have been times where I get this card and something is going on in my life that I'm having a hard time figuring out. So I'll sit on my futon, but like sit backwards and put my legs up on the back and like kind of hang myself upside down so that my head's on the floor. And I'll think about whatever's going on, and it's worked. Like I've come up with like different ideas that way. But in no way am I suggesting you do that or put, yourself in any kind of possible situation that a fall could happen. No, no. That's just what I do personally. So it was you that got that card. Damn, that's interesting. And it's okay, don't worry about not being here sooner. It's alright. Mm. I'm still happy that I got to draw a card for you regardless. So, and I think I said that last time, but I spoke about it in regards to having your own deck of cards. Like, you'll get the cards, the same few cards over and over, but I guess that's for an individual as well, just not your own deck. Oh, so yeah, so since this card was for tomorrow for you, Crypto, um, I guess tomorrow might be a good time to try and write stuff down, work things out, look at stuff from a different point of view. Tomorrow, the forces of the universe and your energies might be in the good spot for getting a conclusion to something. I need more water. Okay. So, what next? I'm so tired. I slept so much today already. I didn't wake up until like 2 o'clock. I went to bed at midnight. What? I slept 14 hours. I'm still tired. See, actually, the reason I wanted to do a stream was to help keep me up. Because I'm having one of those COVID days where I just want to like sleep. And it's like, I'm tired of sleeping. So I should do some tarot readings to keep me up. So, I guess I'll do another. What should I call these? Phantom cards? Random cards? Cards for somebody watching who's not talking, somebody watching either now or in the future who needs to get a message from the universe. So I'll pull one for somebody. We got the Empress in reverse. I think, yeah, I like Magician tarot card, but I also really like the Empress as my favorites because the Empress is about birth, but it doesn't have to be a baby birth. Like, it's more so geared towards creativity and um, it relates to the magician, as in, like, the magician is the birth of an idea, whereas the Empress is the birth of putting that idea into reality. And didn't I pull the magician for our last Phantom card? So maybe this relates to that same person. So, however, with this being, with the Empress being in reverse, um, this actually, like, indicates the opposite, unfortunately. Like, there's a blockage on having you put that idea into creation. You're having a hard time self growing, and some things might be out of balance, not where they should be. So, I'll do the advice card. So, if you're having this issue right now, I'll draw a card on how it could be helped. Oof. And I got my least favorite card, the Tower. Oh boy, I hate the Tower so much. It's like, and I even drew it in reverse. So, the reason I hate the Tower is I feel like it's the poopiest card in the deck to get. It's like crappy to get it upright, and it's even crappy to get it in reverse. There's like, alright, so I can do this though. I can make this an advice card for somebody going through the Empress in reverse. Um, so with the Tower in reverse, usually the Tower means destruction. Like the complete crumbling of something in your life, yourself, your assets, anything. Like a sudden change that you don't really see coming, and it could it's not really like needed if it's in reverse. Like the crumbling could be avoided, but it's most likely to happen. And I'm going to say, with getting these two in reverse like this, whatever is happening in your life, if you feel like it's all crumbling down on you and it's all falling apart, that this will start a growth of a renewal. Like, after everything has to, like, you have to get it erased in order to start over again, right? So once this happens and this hardship passes, you'll have this opportunity to create new, and something better can come along. And even if you thought you were really enjoying things and you don't want this destruction to take place, and you don't think that it could get any better, it still can. Things can still get better than how they were. So don't lose hope in that. And just kind of like, the saying, grin and bear it. Well, you don't have to grin. You can bear it though. Like, I don't like the idea of always acting happy and being fake and stuff. It's okay to feel emotions. It's okay not to feel okay for a bit. It's fine. Don't feel pressured to like put on a show and be happy 24/7 for people. It's healthy to experience sadness in your emotions. Like the thing that gets to me, I have, as Crypto knows, I'm physically disabled and I'm not in the best living situation. And I get upset a lot about that. And yeah, I express my frustrations. And I usually have people say, like, well, you shouldn't talk like that. You should be grateful for what you have because others have it worse. It's like, I understand that. Just because I'm unhappy with my situation doesn't mean that I'm not grateful for what I do have. And that saying of always like, oh, you can't be unhappy because others have it worse, has always kind of bothered me because it's like, would you go up to somebody who is happy in their life and who has everything they want and be like, hey, stop being happy because others have it better than you? Like, no, that's not right. So, yeah, you can express your emotions and get through what's happening and then come up with a plan on how to start over. And maybe who's ever watching this and needed to hear that whenever, even if this is like 3 years from now, maybe if I'm still doing this, and I hope I am, you, I can draw another card for you on advice on how you could increase your luck or something like that. Let's see, and Scruff says, unfortunately, that's a lot of society at this point. You can't be happy because others have it better or worse. Yeah, I think, I mean, I think a lot of that is when you get told, don't be unhappy because others have that worse. I think a lot of it consists of two things. Um, so like either it's like a get out of jail free card. People don't really know how to respond to your ailments or like your worries, so they just say it as like um well, a cliche thing. It's like I want to help you, but I don't know exactly what to say, and it's like I don't really want to have this conversation because it like the other person might be thinking like I don't want to have this conversation. It makes me feel uncomfortable, so let's just shoot it down now by saying that. Or there's that, or there's the other reason, which is the person generally doesn't know what to say, which is fair, I guess, because especially in the US, I think Crypto, you said you were from Europe, but like in the US, there's not a lot of our education system could be a lot better than it is, and there's not a lot of empathy. Like America's very individualized, and it's like freedom, USA freedom, individualism, when that's not always a good thing. Like, yeah, freedom's a good thing, but individualism can get very unhealthy very quickly, which is a lot of what we're seeing. And I think if we had better education and better empathy for others, then more people might be more in tune of things they could say to help others. Mm. And then Orochi says, big thing is most kids' emotions are shoved under the rug by parents, schools, kids. It kind of creates a broken. Yep, that's true. And as we've seen with the plague, most parents views the school as a babysitting system rather than an education system. So they don't actually care about the kids themselves, they just care about having eyes on the kids. And why is that? So the parents can get to work, feed their corporate overlords, and eat. That's like everything's connected within broken capitalism. I guess I'm a dirty communist. No, I just like socialism because I think I should take care of you and you should take care of me, and we're like Barney and be one big happy family. I don't like selfish people. Um, anyway, so at 5:15 it will be an hour, and like last time I have to cook more for my family. Um, so I can do one more card. Mm, maybe another phantom card for somebody watching, since it says there are Well, it says there are 8 people watching, but YouTube still won't tell me who exactly. It doesn't say anyone's watching, but yet the actual stream itself says 8. So I will call. How about I draw a final card for everyone? This is going to be hard. There's going to be something in this next card that's for everyone in the stream watching. One thing or another. It wouldn't have to be everything about the card, but one thing of the detail of the card. So let's see. Let's do it. Now, this is funny. I pulled the Fool. So, considering what I said this card was for everyone, the Fool, the Fool is about endless possibilities, endless opportunities, anything being possible. And since it's upright, that's, if it was in reverse, it would be like a little bit of a warning. I think I pulled it for somebody last time. The warning would have been look before you leap. But upright, this is about like people thinking about everything of starting on a new journey, based on what I was just talking about. And, and this usually comes up when like your guide in the traditional tarot deck, there's like a dog next to the man, and the dog represents your spiritual guides. So it's saying like whatever journey you go on, don't forget about your spiritual guides, or like your relatives and people around you that are there for you. And just as a side note, the deck I have is a cat tarot deck. So in this picture, it's a little butterfly next to the cat instead of a dog. But I just thought I shared that. So yeah, for everyone watching, you have your life, you have endless possibilities, endless opportunities. You have to look and take them. Don't forget about the people who care for you and want the best for you, whether they're there for you physically or if they are your relatives from the past. So, I hope that's a gentle reminder to everyone watching. And also, like, so the Fool is number 0 in the tarot deck. So that's literally, if I think, was it Scruff that said your mom's into this? So, like, you might know that the deck is a story, it's a journey from beginning to end. And then it's a cycle, it starts over. And that's what your life is, a series of mini journeys and cycles of beginning to end. So, I think I'm gonna end the stream as soon as, as I say I'm gonna end, I get one more person in here that appears to be. So, hi, new person. Oh, my cat jumps up on my tarot deck again. Hi, new person. I just pulled the Fool for you. HS Use. You say. Use? You say? Hi. So what I did was I recently just pulled a card that was be for everyone here watching. And it's the Fool. And that means, endless opportunities, endless possibilities for your life, a journey. Not forgetting about those that matter, and the sun's out for you, shining, illuminating your path. Something's waiting for you. So, yeah, the Fool for. I know the name's not. You're not. I'm not saying you're a fool. That's just traditionally what the name of the tarot card is for some reason. It doesn't mean a literal fool. It's just the name. It's a positive card. It's like somebody who's getting ready to go on a journey, whether that's spiritual, physically, mentally, and It's usually the right time to start something. That it's okay that if you're scared to do something or say something that don't let the fear hold you back. But unfortunately, I do have to end this stream because oh, it says you've drawn the phone before, so I guess you're a tarot reader as well. That's great. Oh, but it's many years ago. So there you go. It might be time to start. Since it was many years ago for about something, maybe it's time to start something again. But, yeah, I do have to end because I have to take care of some chores. I appreciate everyone who came and watched. And thank you so much. Makes me very happy, and it helped me stay awake a little bit and gave me something to do other than sleep. Alright, so take care, everyone. Um, I'm not sure when I'll be streaming again next. I'm trying to, ideally, I would like to do like once every 3 days. So maybe like, I'm gonna be busy Saturday, Sunday. Maybe Monday or Tuesday I'll do another reading. Or if I can figure out how to do it, hook up my game thing next, I can actually play a game. But we'll see. Okay. Thank you so much. Bye. Have a good night. Day.